Let's take a look at this Canon VHS VCR from the mid-80s. A Japanese-made VCR made by Canon. And I don't know about you, but how many times have you seen a Canon brand VCR? Well, here you have one. And this one is loaded with fantastic features. If we look on the top here, it even boasts its own features. It says forehead, clear still, fine slow, AccuVision for pictures that look broadcast quality. Then we have a big section over here for hi-fi audio. Ultra-wide dynamic range of 80 decibels or over. Impressive frequency response of 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Wow and flutter of 0.005% or less. And minimal distortion. We have an attractive, slim design that's just 3.9 inches high. So there you go, folks. Canon Hi-Fi Stereo VHS. With every feature you could possibly want on a hi-fi stereo VCR. Now, I would imagine that this VCR was probably $500 or $600 or more back in its day. Not very many VCRs have a headphone jack, and looky there, we have a headphone jack. We've also got our left and right audio meters here and a tape counter, as well as a display to tell us what it's doing. We got a reset and a memory search for the counter. We got some sliding volume controls for recording hi-fi audio. We've got channel up and down, record, audio mute, rewind, play, fast forward, frame advance, stop, pause, still. And then down here we have a simulcast switch, off and on. If we open up the little door on the front, we also see that it has some more goodies underneath. We have a line slash MPX filter in and tuner in. That is your input select. Then we have a mic input, left and right. Timer record with all of your controls there for your clock and setting the clock. We have a speed control, and it has all 3 speeds. And then amazingly, we have these sliding controls here for your picture and tracking. So you have tracking fix, which means, basically dead center, slow tracking, and soft, sharp picture quality. Over here, we have the audio recording section. And you have automatic gain control if you'd like to just let the unit do its own control of the volume, or you can switch it over to manual. Over here we have audio level, we have off, audio level, and hi-fi tracking. So that determines what is going to display here. And then of course we have stereo, left, right, and normal indicators up there. And over here we have a headphone level control. And we can select which audio section we want to hear just by hitting this button, and it will rotate through all the selections there. Of course, the hi-fi audio section is the default setting, and we can go here, turn that off, or go over to tracking and do the tracking meter. If you look on my channel, I've got several VCRs of this caliber. Many of them were made in the mid-80s, and all of them have some kind of special or unique characteristics to them, and are loaded with features. And then as time went on, I think they just dumbed down VCRs to make them cheaper, and pretty much all the modern ones will do is play and record and maybe do some still or some fast forward advance. You can actually see the tape inside the machine there. I don't know if you can see it in the background there. You can see I've got Superman inside there. This one out of the gate required a lot of belts, and you can see here's all the belts that it required, and I'll show you which belts those were. Found this at Goodwill just recently, and amazingly enough, it came with the original remote control. How incredible is that? So it's unusual to find one in such good condition as this one is. Whoever had it babied it, and it hadn't been used in a long time because I couldn't even put a tape in because the belt that controls the loading mechanism for the cassette was bad, and that belt is right here on this motor. So that was the first one I had to tackle. Almost all of these old mid-80s machines use rubber rollers for rewind and fast forward, and I'm going to eject the tape here so you can see them. And you can see this roller right here. I actually haven't replaced it, but typically what they do is they get kind of a shiny slickness to them and with age, and they won't grip. So I just took some sandpaper and kind of filed it down a little bit just to get it working so I could show you in this video. Over here we have our forehead video head here, and as well as our audio and capstan and pinch roller section there. Got your power supply back here in the back, and of course your video tuner and all of that processing circuitry over here. I'll show you a couple things on the back that are also unusual about it. If I get it turned around here. Go around here to the back, and here's your jack panel. So you have a camera remote here, so if you actually had an external camera, you could hook it in and start and stop the recording that way. Got your video in, your stereo audio out, your stereo audio in, and a TV multiplex out jack right there. And I'm not entirely sure what that means, although I know back in the 80s when stereo television had not been conceived yet, many times you could record a soundtrack. They'd have special simulcasts on FM radio, and you could actually record the audio from an FM radio or FM stereo radio and watch the movie on your screen. So kind of a strange collaboration there, because now we take for granted everything's in stereo, or it's in Dolby Surround. Here's your antenna inputs, your VHF, your UHF antenna section. And then you've got this other interesting little jack over here that just says auxiliary on it. And it appears to be like a DIN type connector. So, I don't know, almost looks like a MIDI connector. So whatever that was for. So we'll turn it around and give it a test run. I'm going to just hook it up to my little test TV here, plug my video out in there, and we'll turn it back around here. All right, get the focus working again. All right, so up here you've got my my little TV that I use for this kind of testing purposes. And I'll go ahead and throw a tape in. You can see how it loads up. All right, and we'll go ahead and hit play, and you can see it load the tape into the mechanism there. And you can see it, all the rollers rolling around in there. There's your take-up spindle and supply spindle. And there's your picture up here on the screen. And I'll turn the sound on so you can hear the audio.
Because the wisdom and compassion of Jor-El, because he knew the human race had the capacity for goodness, he sent us his only son.
Sounds like it's having a little bit of tracking trouble with the hi-fi audio.
He would hide himself. But the world will know.
See the picture quality. There we go.
Superman. This year, Superman brings you the gift of flight. Superman, the movie.
So yeah, there you go. Superman gives us the gift of flight. In beautiful 220 or 240 lines of gorgeous resolution from VHS. So I've got my little computer speakers here connected directly to the front here, and you can see, of course, the tape is recorded in standard play. So so pretty cool VCR for its time, and who'd have thought Canon would have come out with a VCR, right? So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like it, please leave a comment and subscribe to my channel as well, and share it with a friend who may be interested in working on old VCRs. And these are easy to find and cheap to find, usually at your local thrift store, and they're fun to work on. A lot of times it just takes belts and maybe some lubrication and some TLC to get them going again. Let me show you what's going on underneath, and then we'll go ahead and close out this video. These are this is the bottom of the VCR here. Once you take the metal plate off the back, and you can see that you've got a big belt here that runs most of the mechanism, and then you've got a belt here that runs the system that pulls the tape in, I guess the loading mechanism. So you got like 3 motors in this thing. And let's go ahead and just hit stop, and you can see what that looks like. There we go. And if I hit rewind, what that looks like. And stop. And if I hit play, and there we go, we're playing again. All right, there you go. The Canon VHS 600 for your viewing pleasure. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.